Okay, so today we're going to work with solving combined equations. So we're going to take what we learned in our past two lessons and put them together to solve for our variable. So right here we have 7 times the quantity of x plus 2 equals negative 35. So normally, if we were using our order of operations, we would do what's inside the parentheses first and then do the multiplication. But because we don't know what x equals, we have to do our ordering a little differently. So what we're going to do first is we're going to use a property called the distributive property, and we're going to take this 7 and multiply it by this x, and also multiply it by this 2. So we have 7x plus 14 equals negative 35. And we're allowed to do that because of this property, which we multiply the 7 by both of these, so it would be the same as if we added them first and then multiplied. So now normally we would undo division first. But since our whole point is to get this variable by itself, we're going to subtract this 14 over first. So we get 7x is equal to negative 49. Now, finally, we can divide that 7 out and we get negative 7. So the whole point is to get x by itself. So we work with the things that are farthest away from x first, if that makes sense. Okay, so for this one, same thing. We're going to wait to leave this 5 till last since it's closest to the x. So we're going to plus 3 to both sides. We get 5x is equal to 25. Now we can divide by 5 and we get x is equal to 5. Okay, so the same thing goes right here. Normally we do division or multiplication first, but if we were to undo this division, we would have to multiply every single term by 4. So it's easier just to collect these like terms first and then multiply. So we're going to add 6 to both sides, and we get positive 5 is equal to negative y over 4. Now we're going to multiply it by the reciprocal, and we get negative y is equal to 20. And then we're going to divide that negative 1 over. We get y is equal to negative 20. The same principle applies over here. Plus 23 on both sides. So we get 51 is equal to 17x over 32. We're going to multiply it by its reciprocal. And these are pretty big numbers, so I'm going to have to plug these into a calculator. So if you multiply 32 by 51, we get 1632, and then if you divide it by 17, you get x is equal to 96. So we have one last problem we're going to do. We're going to take this 4 and subtract it over. 2x over 5 is equal to negative 16, multiplied by the reciprocal. We get x is equal, and here we can reduce by 2's, so this becomes 1, this becomes 8. Negative 8 times 5 is negative 40. So that's it for our lesson today, but make sure you come back and watch our next lesson where we're going to talk about solving equations with variables on both sides.